think I'm live now. I think that I am live. So, or maybe I'm not live. I think I'm doing this as an upload. Okay. So, hello. I don't know whether I'm live or whether I'm doing this as an upload, but either way, this is an update on the Sweetie Pies saga or the Sweetie Pies drama. And it's been a long time coming for this update, but there has been uh, some breaking news on this. So I want to go ahead and talk about this, and hopefully I'm doing this as an upload. But anyway, here's the information. So the young man that you're seeing on the screen here, his name is, and I think I'm pronouncing this correctly, Travell Anthony Hill, his first name is spelled Travell. Now, as most of you know, years ago, probably about, seemed like what, it's 2 years ago, uh, Sweetie Pies, and y'all know Sweetie Pies is the restaurant in St. Louis that became famous. It was on OWN. They did a whole show about it. And so 2 years ago, one of the stars of that show, one of the people on the show, the son of the Sweetie Pies owner, Tim Norman, uh, was charged with being involved with the killing of his own nephew, Andre Montgomery. Okay? And since then, there have been other people who were also charged. And I think this is a lie because I think y'all coming in. And I cannot see what y'all are saying, and I apologize because I meant not to do it as a lie. But anyway, other people have also been charged with the same plot. Okay, so so there's been an update. The young man that you're seeing on the screen is pleading guilty to the shooting. Now, again, his name is Travell, and I might be pronouncing it wrong, Anthony Hill. He was 29 when he was first charged. He's probably about 31 now. And for the longest time, I was wondering, who's the shooter? Do they have the shooter? Because they would never say, with all the people that was charged, you got this Ellis girl, I think is her name. Let me see if I have any names. Now, this is how long I've been following these. These are my actual videos. So this is how long I've been following this and trying to do it. I can't think of her name. I think her name was something to have to do with Ellis. Andrea Ellis or something like this. So you had her that was charged after Tim, and then there was this other guy who is a producer or something in the music industry who was also charged in being in connection with the whole insurance fraud. I think he produced one of Nelly's uh, albums or something like that. And then you had this last one, which was this young man. Here's this, Terica Ellis, and then you had Travell. How's that pronounced? Let me see if I can see the chat, because I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Then you had Travell, and then you had this Waggle Gagman guy who is a music producer. He produced something that Nelly did, one of Nelly's most famous albums. So you had all of these people that were convicted for this whole thing going on with this murder to hire plot with Tim Norman, who is the son of the owner of Sweetie Pies and was part owner. And you know, him and his mother had some issues and some drama on the show because he went off and started opening other restaurants under the Sweetie Pies name without her knowing, and she sued him, she being the mother. And I really don't want to say her name. Y'all know her name. We just say Miss Robbie. I don't want to say her whole name. I just feel bad for her, so bad for her. She lost a grandson, and it turns out that her son is very involved in the murder plot. But Miss Robbie sued her own son Tim behind this for him to take their names down. They were okay. They reconciled, and then this whole thing came up with his baby mama and the child, and now they can't see the child no more because Tim's not paying the child support, and on and on and on with the son. So now she's dealing with this. And so this case has been going on for a long time even before the pandemic started. Then we started not getting no updates at all. At least I didn't. So I didn't know what was going on with it. Again, these are all my videos that I have been doing over the past 2 years, going on to 2 years over it. And there was just a break in the story and nothing. Well, and now this young man has pleaded guilty to shooting, being the shooter. Now, it was back in November 2020 when he was first charged, when he was first picked up and charged. I think it was somewhere around November 13th, November 2020, when he was picked up and charged. And we first learned that he was involved in it. But when he was picked up and charged, we did not know that he would, or at least I didn't know he was the shooter at all. You know, I was like, is he the shooter? Who's the shooter? We knew that the Ellis girl was involved in making the phone call and saying that Andre was there and he was home. Allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly to all this because ain't nobody been convicted yet. So I'm going to say allegedly. And we know that the Yagman, whose name I'm probably mispronouncing, was involved in the whole getting of the insurance policy on Andre Montgomery and lying about him being married and lying about, you know, his how much money he made. But now we know this young man is the shooter because he's pleaded guilty to it. So just basically to give y'all the information, let me go to some news sources to give y'all the information on what the newspaper is saying about this. I like to reference the newspapers. Give me just a second. So this is coming from, what sources? Black Enterprise. So I'm reading this from Black Enterprise. The shooter of the reality TV star Andre Montgomery Jr. pled guilty Friday and was convicted to life in prison. So I correct myself. Somebody has been convicted. He's been convicted to life in prison, but not before singing for prosecutors and taking those also responsible down with him. So he told it. He snitched, as they say. Travell Anthony Hill, 30, was indicted, and I apologize for my notifications, y'all. I wish I could turn those off. I apologize. Was indicted on counts of conspiracy to commit murder for hire as well as murder for hire and killing of Welcome to Sweetie Pie's 21-year-old Montgomery in March 2016. That is how long this has been going on, since March 2016. St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Montgomery is a regular cast member of the own reality show about the St. Louis soul food empire, headed by his grandmother, Miss Robbie, was tragically shot to death by Hill under the direction of Tim Norman, allegedly. That is what this young man said, that he did the shooting under the direction of Tim Norman, Montgomery's uncle and another star of the show. He admitted to collecting $5,000. He shot this young man for $5,000 from Mr. Norman for the murder 2 days after Montgomery's death. According to jail records, Hill was also recorded discussing the crime to his brother during calls from jail. So, y'all, not that I want any of you to go to jail, but when you're in jail, they can see your, sorry about that, y'all. I'm getting notifications. I didn't turn things off. I apologize. If you're in jail and you're talking on the phone, those phone calls are recorded, by the way. So he admitted to collecting $5,000 from Norman for the murder 2 days after Montgomery's death. According to jail records, Hill was also recorded discussing the crime to his brother during calls from jail. In his plea agreement, Hill also named 2 of 3 people in connection to the murder for hire, use of burner phones, life insurance policies, and money in exchange for assassin services. The convicted hitman additionally stated that Norman hired him because he wanted Montgomery dead. He wanted his nephew, his own nephew, his brother's child, his deceased brother, by the way, his own brother's child. He wanted him dead. Terica Ellis, an exotic dancer with a history with Montgomery, and I do have a picture of her. That's her. Uh, exotic dancer and with a history with Montgomery was allegedly also hired by Norman to lure the 21-year-old to the murder site, says Hill. So she had some type of friendship or some type of history with the nephew, Andre Montgomery. She called him, he answered the phone. She was somebody that he obviously trusted. And so she was used to lure him outside the house where he was shot. Investigators maintain that Ellis received a $10,000 payday for her role. Norman and Ellis both face conspiracy to commit murder charges. It gets even crazier. This gets worse, y'all. And I'm going to read y'all comments because I realize that I am live now. According to the court documents, Norman also took out a $450,000 life insurance policy on his nephew with insurance agent. And I'm going to let Google pronounce his name for me, because I be messing up these names, y'all. Y'all already know I be messing up these names. So let's let Google pronounce this name for me. Give me just a second. We're going to let Google do this for me, if I can find it.
Wahab Yanam.
So his name is Wahab Yanam. That's his name, according to Google. And that don't look the same. But anyway, we're going to go with that. So Mr. Yanam, like I said before, he was the producer of one of Nelly's albums, so and other things. And he's obviously was also an insurance agent, meaning that he sold life insurance. So he was the one who sold this $450,000 life insurance policy to Tim Norman on Andre Montgomery, the nephew. While Norman was never able to collect on the scheme, he and the agent were hit with wire and mail fraud for the life insurance policy. Add on multiple counts for aggravated identity theft for Yagman. So he also got identity theft, this man, for a producer of one of the best albums that Nelly put out. He had a lot of other stuff going on, didn't he? Many fans took to Twitter to voice their disbelief. And then when you go to this thing, you will see people are just, they're still, even though this happened in 2016, all these charges came out at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, people are still in disbelief that Tim Norman killed his own brother's child, his own nephew. A grandson that his mother, Miss Robbie, adored. She loved that boy and wanted to help him and wanted him to do better. And he took the life of that young man. I'm going to see what y'all saying in the comments. Give me just a second. See what y'all are saying. Hello, good morning. Ray Black, thank you so much for coming in. Elder McPherson, Liz, Beauty Dior, thank y'all. Clyde broke again, cause Mona reverse pay. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate y'all support. So let me read y'all comments here. Beauty Dior says the whole case is just sad. Tim was wrong on doing many levels for this foolishness. Absolutely, it's just sad, and I feel so bad for Miss Robbie. But she seems. Let me tell y'all, Miss Robbie has done put out a new album. She's doing videos for the new album. Please go check her out and support her on Instagram and YouTube. She is moving on. She's trying to get through this. Ray Blacks is encouraging y'all to participate in the chat. Thank you so much, Ray Black. She is a moderator on my other channel, and I appreciate her so much. Y'all please hit this like button, and if you would like to donate, Miss Cruiser, $ Miss Cruiser, and you can donate. And if you're listening to the replay, I have the thank you feature where you can, send me a little bit there if you so desire. Elder McPherson says, clap your hands, sakes, and hit that like button. Yes. Put them hands together and go on and then press that like button. Appreciate that, Elder McPherson. Clyde Broke again says, it's obvious Travell plead in exchange for the life sentence. He was the only one that did not have a death penalty removed. Tim and Terica, death penalties were removed. Yeah, and I did a video. I do believe I did a video on that also. And it's not showing here, but I do recall talking about that in a video where they took the death penalty off the table for both Tim and Miss Ellis. Miss Ellis, Terica snitched on Tim, and Tim and Terica snitched on. You think that's how they came? Travell and Travell snitched for a plea deal. Isn't that something? And no honor among thieves, no honor among criminals. Obviously, hey Catherine Powell, thank you so much for coming in. So yeah, isn't that something? You know, they told on each other, and then they went and told on the shooter. And then in order to get that death penalty off the table, that shooter start talking. And probably what's going to convict the others is that conversation the shooter, Mr. Hill, young man Hill, was having with his brother on the phone. Why do people not know that jail conversations are recorded unless it's between you and your attorney? Now, the insurance, I don't know whether you're saying the insurance guy didn't spend one day in jail. Actually, he did. He was charged. I don't know what his fate is going to be, and that was something that I could be corrected on. I have to look up. But yeah, he didn't get any of that insurance money. He even had a rider on it. So the insurance actually was a $200,000 life insurance policy with a $250,000 rider is what I think it was. Or either it was $250,000 policy with a rider of $200,000. And what a rider is just something connected, like you can have a accidental insurance rider on your policy, or you could have a rider adding somebody else, like a spouse rider, or you can have riders on your children. That's just adding additional insurance to your main or base policy insurance. So there was a base policy of $250,000, and then there was a $200,000 like accidental type insurance that they had, or something else that was on there. You could have a rider for if you catch a terminal illness. So that $450,000 was a base insurance and then another additional rider. But yeah, what happens with insurance, I'm told, that if you know, there's a contestable period, meaning that contestable period basically means that you get a policy, and then if you die within 2 years of that policy, they're going to do a whole investigation to see if, you know, if what you put in on your policy application was all true. And really investigate how you passed away. So they ain't going to just pay out. You see, or if the policy lapse and you reinstate, that's the same case. You know, they're going to, you know, it's contestable, what they call contestable. In this case, these greedy folks, greedy Uncle Tim, didn't even allow the policy to get past his 2 years before he had the boy killed and tried to collect on it. Yes, it's very sad. It's very sad. No, Ray Black, no, he didn't take out several policies. He took out one base policy and put another rider on it. And, you know, y'all remember, let's see, Clyde said that insurance dude case hasn't been heard of. Once he got bond, he bonded right out. Why hasn't the courts going after him? And I think that with him, they probably can't prove, and this is just all speculation and allegedly, I don't know, but they probably can't, besides the insurance fraud itself, they probably can get him on that, but they probably can't prove how much he was aware of the actual murder plot. So they can prove that he was in on the insurance fraud, because and the reason why it was insurance fraud is because they said that this boy made, you know, a good amount of money, owned a business, had a wife and kids. They just lied on the insurance application to get that application through. And that's why it's insurance fraud. But I don't think they know how much a part of the actual murder plot he was in on, if that makes sense. Hey, Mookie. Hey, my friend Mookie and the team. Y'all go check out Mookie's channel. Hey, Viewers of You. Y'all check out a Viewers of You channel. I thank y'all so much for going in. I'm telling y'all, I thought I was doing this as an upload, but I'm so glad to see all of y'all. But yeah, he's bonded out, and you ain't seen much of the agent / music producer, and it would be interesting to know what's going to happen to him. Um, so they did have conversation between the insurance dude and him. Girl, I wish I was on StreamYard so I can bring you up. So what kind of conversations did they have? Did they have conversations about the insurance itself, or did they have conversations with them talking about the murder plot? Mookie and the team, Mookie Show, just sitting here in the chat supporting. Yeah, just got back from the hospital. I'm so glad you're doing well and you're out. And my wife, good news, she's pregnant. Oh, congratulations. And it's going to be a dad for the first time. Congratulations, Mookie. Congratulations. But so that's the update. That is the update that this young man, Travell, however you pronounce his name, Hill, he has pleaded guilty to the shooting of Andre Montgomery. He has said that he was hired for $5,000 by Tim Norman. And the young man said that Tim said that he wanted his nephew dead. Now this young man has had some problems before. Hey, the Miss O and Shaquila Dixon, thank you so much. Thank y'all so much for coming in. So this young man has had issues and some problems before. This ain't his first time. This is, and I tried to mark out anything that was going to show private information like date of birth. Hold on, I'm sorry. So let's let Google. I apologize, y'all. I try to black out anything that showed personal information, even though all of this is public record. All of this is public record, but I did try to blot out anything. So this is the young man. He's had trouble before. He had possession of a controlled substance, and he was charged as a felony, and this was many, many years ago. He completed his sentence, and then he went on about his way. So he was in trouble before, but nothing related to murder or murder plot. It'd be interesting to know how Tim found this young man, how he recruited this young man to do this deed, take somebody's life for $5,000, for a measly $5,000. Tim was looking to collect $450,000. That's how much he was looking to collect. That's how much he was hoping to collect. I believe, and this is just my opinion, this is not fact, this is just my opinion. I believe he was jealous of the young man. I believe, hey, V. Lenore, thank you so much for coming in. Y'all make sure y'all check out these content creators and go check out their page. Hey, Casey, thank you for coming in. V. Lenore, A View is a View. The Miss O, a.k.a. TMO, make sure you go check out their page. So I believe that Tim, hey, Lovely is another content creator. Thank you so much for coming in. I believe that this young man, I believe that Tim Norman was a little jealous of his nephew. In watching the show, it was very obvious that he kind of didn't like him a little bit. You know, he took issues with him. I think he even hit his nephew one time. And the whole breaking in of the house, Miss Robbie's house, you know, he tried to blame his nephew. Now it makes me wonder. And plus he was looking to collect $450,000 in this life insurance policy. Like I said before, there was a base insurance and then a rider on the policy that equaled out to $450,000. So he was looking to collect $450,000. I don't know how much he was going to give to the agent, who was also knew that this was a fraudulent policy. I don't know how much the agent was going to get out of this, but he was only going to give this young man $5,000 for being the shooter. He was only giving the young lady, Terica, $10,000 for, that's all the parties, for being the person that lured Andre out of the house. So let me see, $5,000 plus $10,000, $15,000 out of this $450,000 policy. And again, I don't know how much Yagman was looking to make out of it. I'm sure he was going to get maybe $100,000 because he was the broker. Well, or he sold a policy. He was getting, you know, a little bit of money off selling the policy. But this is certainly definitely a sad situation. I'm glad it's coming to some type of resolution, you know, with him confessing to it and telling how I'm sure he had to offer them some type of evidence that will stand up in court for the other parties. So now they can move on to Tim and is it Tarika? Is it Tarika? Whatever her name, Miss Ellis. They can move on to their cases and their conviction, and we can see what's going to happen from there. Well, you know, Casey, I always got to put things real nice. I almost got to put things real nice about it. Casey said a little jealous. He was mad jealous. Yeah, he wasn't jealous of his nephew. Beauty Dior says, I didn't know that Miss Cruiser, I feel Tim was jealous of him because Miss Robbie loved that young man like a son. Tim wanted all his mother's money. Yes. Hey, my tribe for reals. Thank you for coming in. Let's see what else. Lovely. Snatching down JW missing flyers. Let's see what else y'all are saying. Yeah, Clyde, those who are looking at Clyde names, she always come up with some interesting names. I love them. I love them. She's one of my favorite people. Let's see what else y'all saying. Yeah, I think there's a whole, not that it really matters, but I think there's kind of was it multiple policies or just one policy? I believe it was just one policy. It was a base policy of a certain amount and then a rider on that same policy, which would have equaled out to $450,000. Spelled my tribe, but said as Mitri. Mitri? Okay, so Mitri's for real. Am I saying it right? I mess up a name anyway. Let me tell you off the bat. I mess up a name anyway. And see, Clyde Broke again says, Tim told the insurance man Andre wasn't going to live past a certain point. Tim made sure the insurance man knew Andre's days were numbered. Yeah, I agree. He definitely told him, look, he's, you know, but they have to prove that the insurance man actually knew that. Unless that's what you're saying, that he did tell him. Okay. And here's the thing that gets me about this whole thing. He couldn't even wait for 2 years. Did the insurance man not tell him that if he don't live past 2 years, it's going to be contestable, and the insurance company is going to come in and investigate this? And let me tell y'all something. I don't know whether y'all look at 2020 or not, but back in the day with 2020 and Dateline, it was usually the insurance folks, the insurance company doing them investigations because they didn't want to pay that money out, that would actually tip off the police. They would be the ones that would actually tip off the police, you know. They're the ones that's going to catch it. Because they're going to do, if it's contestable, they're going to do a good darn investigation. And they got some awesome investigators out here. But anyway, that is the update, y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming in. I'm going to come back with more of this information. Oh, speaking of V. Lenore, guess who I found out this information from? V. Lenore's community wall. I saw V. Lenore's community wall this morning when I woke up, and I said, are you kidding me? So thank you, V. Lenore. Thank you for that update. Because, again, I have been following this thing. These are my videos. So if you want to go back and get some old stuff, go back and check out these old videos that I've been doing for close to 2 years now on this. And every now and then, I'll try to look up and see if there's any updates. And just popped up on my notifications this morning, V. Lenore. The insurance companies have great investigators. I mean, they are complete. They gonna get you. Oh, them some nosy, some of them, they gonna get you. Let's see, there was text messages and phone recordings between Tim and the insurance dude about Andre. So maybe the insurance dude, maybe he bonded out and you don't hear much about him because maybe he was the one who was doing all the tattling. Maybe he was the one who turned enough evidence to get all the rest of them the conviction they're going to probably end up with for all the rest of them. So anyway. Wow. And it's not unusual to get an insurance policy on your parents or get an insurance policy on your children or family members, but to kill them. This boy was just, watching the show, I knew he was old, you know, grungy ninja. We're going to say ninja, on the show. But you just didn't, and you knew he was greedy, but you just didn't know to this extent that he was that greedy and that grungy and that. But Miss Robbie still loves her son. She supports her son. She said it's her child. And that's pretty much all she said about it. And again, go check her out. She's done an album. She's doing videos on the album. Wow. Hey, Real Mamas. Thank you so much for coming in. Another content creator y'all should check out. So make sure y'all check out these content creators. So with that, before I start rambling and repeating myself like somebody in the beef sector that we know very well, I'm going to say thank you again, all of you, for coming in. This is Miss Cruiser. Please like, share, and subscribe. Y'all have a great day. Be safe. And listen, y'all get any updates, let me know, because I'm going to be looking, because this thing may going to go on for just a little while longer. Y'all have a good day.